Men in the workforce get treated and paid substantially better than women in all industries, but it is currently a hot topic in the basketball world especially. I personally believe that men and women should be treated more equally. Men get paid more and are offered better amenities for doing the same job, and that strikes me as incredibly unfair. To begin, it is a well-known fact that male basketball players get paid much more than their female counterparts. Some people say that because men in the sport create more revenue, they deserve more money. I don't believe this fully addresses the real issue. However, because that may be true, an article written by reporter Declan McDaniels brings up an important point that women don't even make an equal percentage of the revenue that they create. The NBA earned $7.4 billion in revenue in 2019, according to Forbes, and the WNBA earned $60 million. Therefore, it is understandable that women players would not make as much money as their male counterparts, as the WNBA does not have the funds to do so. However, there is no good reason that the average male player should be making $7.5 million more than the average female player. Going back to McDaniel's article, women are only paid 20% of the revenue they create, while men are paid 50% of the revenue they create. If women were to be paid 50% as well, the average player would be making a little more than $200,000 annually. Also, according to Forbes, this amount would be equivalent to the NBA average during the 25th season. This makes sense as the WNBA is only on its 24th season. Matching this ratio would be a positive solution to make the wage difference more fair. Over time, hopefully, more people would also support women's basketball and continue fighting for equality. Next, it is important to recognize that there are more issues than simply the pay. The NCAA scandal was spread all around social media. It would have been hard to miss it as it spread like wildfire, but it all started on an app called TikTok. While the NCAA does not pay its athletes, this recent scandal proved that the inequality runs much deeper than simply the money. Sedona Prince is a female player for the Oregon Ducks. She went viral for showing the astounding differences between the men and women's weightlifting rooms during the NCAA tournament.
I got something to show y'all. So for the NCAA March Madness, the biggest tournament in college basketball for women, this is our weight room. Let me show y'all the men's weight room. Now, when pictures of our weight room got released versus the men's, the NCAA came out with a statement saying that it wasn't money, it was space that was a problem. Let me show y'all something else. Here's our practice court, right? And then here's that weight room. And then here's all this extra space. If you aren't upset about this problem, then you're a part of it. I got something to show y'all.
As you can see, the men's workout room was decked out with everything that they could possibly need, while the women only got a few dumbbells and yoga mats. The difference was astounding, and the people of social media went into an outrage. And then here is the TikTok of what the power of social media did.
For the NCAA March. Guess what, guys? We got a weight room, yeah! We got a ton more dumbbells. Look at that. Look at all these racks for squats and whatever we want to do. We got a bunch of bands. Look at this, guys. And we got some equipment. Hey, yo, thank you, NCAA, for listening to us. We appreciate y'all. Thank you so much, for real. Yay, guys!
This clearly shows that the public does have the power to create change. By calling out the NCAA, the people stood up for equality, and the situation was made right. While this was a success, it will take much more than this and much more action like this to truly keep fighting, as there are many more obstacles to come in the battle for equality. As for my peers, I have addressed many of the responses already. When asked if they keep up with basketball, 64.3% answered no, 28.6% said yes, and 7.1% said only men's. However, even though the majority of people said that they did not watch basketball, 64.3% of people had heard about the NCAA scandal I've just discussed. Even more interesting than that is when asked how important it is to them is that female athletes get paid and treated the same on a scale of 1 to 10, only one person responded below a 7. Therefore, it can be concluded that even non-basketball fans are rallying their support because this is not a basketball issue, it is a human rights issue. The majority of responses also indicated that people do know how big the wage gap is, even though they do not follow basketball closely. This shows how hot of a topic this is in society today. Finally, as far as responses, when asked why men deserve more money and amenities, most responses simply said, "I don't believe that." But a few did talk about the difference in revenue and how the men make more because they are equal to the amount of revenue they create. That's why I made sure to debunk this, as the percentages of revenue that goes towards their salaries are not even equal. I will repeat it again for those who forgot, but the women only make 20% of the revenue that they created, and the men made 50%. When asked vice versa about why female athletes deserve equal pay and amenities, there were two big commonalities. One, that they are doing the exact same job, time, and dedication, and two, that it is not the women's fault that not as many people watch them. They are younger after all. I made sure to focus and do research to support these stances, as they seemed to be the majority. To conclude, there is a big push for reform and equality in the basketball world. Not only do women not get paid what they should, it is also clear that they often do not even get the same treatment and amenities as their male counterparts. While there has been good progress, there is still a need for the people to rally behind women basketball players and get the equality that they deserve.